So today I thought I'd give you guys a couple of tips and tricks on how you can improve your aggressive recon gameplay in Battlefield 4. Now I've been playing 100 hours or so of Battlefield 4 so far, and I've only been sniping and going aggressive recon, so I think I have an idea of how to play the aggressive recon role in Battlefield 4, and that's why I thought I'd just make a video just coming together with all the tips that I have for you guys, just trying to make a video where I can give you guys a couple of tips on how you can improve your gameplay. So first I want to start by defining what an aggressive recon actually is and what that role is all about. Now, a lot of people have a bad view on the aggressive recon. They think they're running around quick-scoping everyone, just adapting the Call of Duty style to Battlefield 4, but that's not really what it's all about. The way I look at an aggressive recon is someone who is playing the objective like any other soldier would do on Battlefield. So if you play the aggressive recon, you would play like an assault, but the only difference is that you have a sniper rifle. So that's really the only difference that there is to an aggressive recon, and I don't really think you have to be all up in people's faces to be an aggressive recon. I mean, you can take out people on medium ranges, and that's the advantage of having a sniper rifle. So you don't have to be all up in people's faces. You can be medium or maybe even long range, just as long as you play the objective and you run around on the field and you're there helping your teammates, then you are an aggressive recon and you are playing the aggressive recon role. So just keep that in mind. But as far as how I like to play aggressive recon, it kind of depends, but I like to go medium and close range, mostly just run up in people's faces very close. But I also like to take out people on medium range because most people are just standing still, which is a bad move. When you're playing the sniper class, you always want to just go strafe right and then strafe left and make sure you're always on the move, because if you're standing still, you are the easiest target for anyone. So that's the first tip for you guys. Never ever stand still being scoped in, because you're such an easy target. Anyone can headshot you and it's just so easy to kill you. Now this brings me on to my next tip, which is always going for the headshots. If you can. Well, you can go for the chest shots, but I would recommend going for the headshots if you can, because even though you are close range and you shoot someone in the chest or the back, then you are not necessarily going to get a one-hit kill, because in Battlefield 4, every single sniper rifle will give you a one-hit kill if you hit him in the chest or the head, but the problem is people are using the defensive perk or specialization, which allows them to take a sniper bullet to the chest, which is a problem, of course, and therefore you should always go for the head, because that is secured to give you a one-hit kill, unless you're using the the FYJS and the Scout Elite. I'm pretty sure it's only those two sniper rifles that will not give you a one-hit kill on long ranges, so that kind of sucks. But just keep in mind, always go for the headshots unless you are too close and you have to go for the chest shots. I have also learned that in Battlefield 4 it's very different from games like Battlefield 3, where I also used to go aggressive recon, because in Battlefield 4 you will experience yourself getting one hit by assault rifles and other guns like that. So therefore it is important that you adapt to this. You know, you have to get used to that people are going to one hit you, so therefore it is important that you're not playing too aggressively. In Battlefield 3 you could play the aggressive recon role a bit more aggressive than you can in Battlefield 4. The only reason for that is because in Battlefield 3 you didn't really get one hit, so even though someone was shooting you, you could still take them out. The only problem was, of course, suppression, but in Battlefield 4, you can't really play like this, because you will get one hit by assault rifles, carbines, all that good stuff, and it's going to be really hard for you to actually play. So when you're playing the aggressive recon role, make sure to use cover very efficiently, and don't play too aggressively, is what I'm trying to say here. You want to keep a bit of distance, so you can always have cover even though someone's shooting at you, because if you don't have cover, you're going to find yourself being one hit and then just going down instantly. So always use cover, especially when you're pulling back the bolt, because with the bolt action sniper rifles you only have one shot, and if you miss that shot, then you're going to have to pull back the bolt, and by the time you pull back the bolt, someone can kill you, and therefore it is important to always stick close to cover. And cover is really the most important thing to keep in mind, because it will save your ass so many times in Battlefield 4. So just for any class, really, cover is the most important thing you have. Now we're also going to look at some of the attachments that I like to use for my sniper rifles. Now keep in mind, you can use any sniper rifle at all, but for close range I would recommend something like the FYJS, maybe the CSLR4, M48-5, Scout Elite, or maybe the 338 Recon, but you can use anything at all. But the sniper rifles that I just listed, they have a rather good hip fire rate, and all that good stuff that helps you out in close range. Now personally, I like to have the 6x scope for my sniper rifles, because I can take people out who are on medium range and also long range. range, because sometimes when I'm going close, then I like to take out people who are long range if I just get a nice clear view on them. So you don't always have to go for the people who are close or medium. You can actually take out people who are pretty far away. Now the 6x scope is also great for close range sniping, because it is kind of a combination between the 4x scope and the 8x scope, but I find the 8x scope to be a bit too big and the 4x scope to be a bit too small. So I find the 6x scope perfect for me, and it is probably the best one for aggressive recon, just because you can take out people on any range with the 6x scope, which I find very good. Now I also use the laser sight for all my sniper rifles. This obviously increases your hip fire or your no scoping, which means that you are more likely to pull off a no scope, which will guarantee you a kill, or it will guarantee you damage. And that brings me on to my next topic, which is pistols. When you hit someone, then you always want to pull out your pistol if you don't kill them, and most of the time you can tell if you're going to kill an enemy or not. If you see they are hurt, if they're running like bunnies just jumping around trying to get out, then you know that you can just hit him once and take them down. But if you see someone standing completely still and you know he's not damaged and you can't go for the headshots, and you hit him in the chest for example, then you know he's super low, so you can just pull out your pistol and finish him off. Now in Battlefield 4 it doesn't really matter what pistol you have, just make sure not to use the Rex or the Magnum unless you're really good with those pistols, because in Battlefield 4 they have a delay which doesn't really allow you to shoot instantly once you pull them out, which is probably going to get you killed, and it's rather hard to use the Magnum or the Rex, so therefore I recommend something like maybe the P226 or the Compact or the M9. It totally depends on what you prefer. You also want to use your equipment very efficiently, because most people underrate the power of C4 and motion balls and all the other equipment that you have. And I also made a video on the C4, but pretty much what I said is C4 is very good for close range. If someone comes around the corner, then just pull up the C4, blow it up, and you're gonna get the kill. Now combined with the motion balls, C4 is amazing, because you can check down a motion ball, then check out your C4, and you'll know exactly when he's coming around the corner. Then just time it, blow up the C4, and get the kill, and you're not going to die, because he would have most likely killed you with his assault rifle or carbine, but with C4 you can take him out before he even can see you on the map or in his vision. So that's why you want to use C4, and that's why motion balls it's a very good combination. But you could also use something like the spawn beacon, because that will obviously help you get behind the enemy line, which is a good thing. It's just I kind of prefer the motion balls, because they let me know where everyone's at, and if I'm in danger I can just look at the minimap, I can see where he's at, and then possibly take him out, which is very nice. If I use my C4 for example, and C4 is just very important. Just if you look at my gameplay, I always pull out my C4 if I see someone coming towards me, and I can most likely take them out, so C4 is a lifesaver. But I think that's pretty much all I have for you guys. There's a lot of tips, a lot of everything combined into one small video, but I hope you guys got everything. That's really the best tips that I can give you guys. I hope you found this somewhat helpful, but just keep in mind, practice makes perfect. You have probably heard that a lot, but it's honestly the best tip that I can give you guys. Just keep practicing, keep trying, and don't give up, because if you give up, you're just not going to improve. Just learn the game for yourself, see how it works. Like, those tips are just me trying to help you guys learn them for yourself, because I obviously had to learn those tips by myself, and now I'm just trying to give it to you guys so you don't have to play 100 hours to learn everything. So just try and take those tips with you, and you are probably going to improve your aggressive sniping a whole lot. But just keep in mind, practice is the most important thing. But that's pretty much all I have for you guys. This was quite a long video, but I hope you guys enjoyed it.